Hello and welcome. My name is Vex, and today we have something particularly juicy for Godforge. The Fateless crew have gifted us some info. I have yet to see this. Typically, when we record our Friday videos, there's sort of like a wrap up thing. Like I've already watched the videos earlier on in the week, and then we sit down and we talk about it together and we watch through again. This I'm coming in totally blind because I wanted like a true react. This is a video on the starter heroes for Godforge. Let's take a look.
Hey guys, this is Simon from Fateless. Today we're going to be going through the starter heroes at your disposal.
Was that my NVIDIA thing?
Godforge. This is going to be the same starter heroes that you will be able to select for the alpha, which is due to come through in July as well. If we stay.
So, we're 20 seconds into the video. If they don't do like a Squirtle, Charmander, Bulbasaur, like each one is a different affinity, you get to pick. Like, I'm gonna be kind of bummed. Like if in Raid, all the starters are the same type for like balance issues, right? But they need to be like Pokemon starters.
On track, we've seen a lot of speculation, whether it's H-Lock, Gecko Mayhem, who else has been doing it? Ragewood, Adventure of Adams, Optimized Gaming, a bunch of the different content creators who have been following Godforge.
I never made like a specific video, but I've called it out. I think it's Guan Yu or Guan Yin, Ramses, and then like the one lady from the Aztec Omayasin, I guess is the name of the faction. I can't remember her name.
Or doing videos on a kind of weekly basis. We had one yesterday from Charlie Magni. I think that's how you say it. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but anyway, some speculation about who they're going to be. So let's take you through kind of like the tutorial experience and yeah, what we're going to expect. So you start off with our cool opening cinematic. You know what? I've not watched this in a little while. Let's just watch it through again.
If you don't know where to start in Top Heroes World, the Springland is a great place to start.
Look at this.
There are low-level enemies and villages.
Whatever.
It does set the scene. Rah, giving someone the smackdown. It's too good. I love it. I love it.
Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh having a chat with the crow.
Some speculation that that's Odin, but maybe it's a crow and not a raven. I don't know.
Brunhild getting ready for battle.
Smashing the goblet of fire.
Let's go. So we'll kick it off.
So these are not going to be our starter characters, right? There's 3 characters in the scene, but I think at the very least, Ra is legendary. Gilgamesh might be rare.
So we will
remember.
open with the cinematic. For those people that have seen it already, it's fully skippable, and you can go straight into the cinematic.
Nice.
But ultimately, Brunhild has just tried to fight Ra. Ra's giving it the big un, and Brunhild needs some support. And what better than to be supported by 3 starter heroes? So first off,
we get to see the
Hell's
new
Blood Ramses. Is there no end to them?
HP bars.
Ramses needs to step up. Ra's chosen with full Valkyrie, just like the others. We get our core ability off. There's still a couple of little bugs in here, but he takes a few
Just
down.
one shot everybody.
Guan Yu then steps up and says,
Where's
"One
Guan
still
Yu?
stands. Allow me." And basically, what we're doing here is we're just showing you what different abilities exist in the game, right? The basics of gameplay. So I've got a basic ability that just takes one down, and we'll move on to the next wave.
That looked a bit weird.
And our third starter hero, Lady
Zoc, that's right.
or
that's right.
Shock, I think it is, steps up and says, "They seem eager for death. How strange, but I will oblige." And she comes in with her ultimate ability, and it just shows you there's a third skill available for each of the heroes. So
Are they all going to die?
Ra then comes in to lay down the smack. and we move on to kind of like the basics of summoning. So we'll let Ra do his hits, and I like this one actually. We'll snuff out your flickering light, godling. Flickering light, feel the power of the sun.
It's like boom, one shot, everybody's dead. You got to pick one to revive.
And Ra
Oh, we saw
smacks
that.
everyone down. And
We saw
move
that
on.
cinematic
We
in
then
a
move on
previous.
to the hero select screen, which is actually being completely changed, but the vibe is still the same.
Choose your name.
Confirm who you are, and you will get a choice of 3 of the starter heroes.
Yeah.
And when you go into each hero, it'll give you a
Ooh,
breakdown
okay.
of their skills, and you can kind of like choose which one you want to go for. So we're going to go.
Oh, I missed.
Hero.
Oh, they are all the
And
same.
when you go into each hero, it will give you a breakdown of their
Wait, this one's
skills.
Ramses is strength
And
red.
you can kind of like
Guan Yu's also strength red.
choose which one you want to go for. So
Lady Zoc is also strength red. Man, wait, they look blue on this here, right? They have this little blue icon.
heroes, and when you go into each hero,
Why is their little icon red?
it will give you a break.
I don't know.
breakdown
Anyway,
of
keep
their
going, keep going.
skills, And
We'll come back.
You kind of like choose which one you want to go for. So we're going to go into that skill breakdown in this video. Okay,
okay.
so we do have
Whoa!
a new Sanctum screen. It is still 2D. It's been made
It's not AI.
into 3D right now, but this one's kind of like closer to the finished piece that we're after. This is the actual 2D artist mock-up, and making sure that all of the elements...
I still submit that we should have a way to earn or even potentially purchase different, even faction-based home screens.
are in the right place, and you know we're no longer using sort of AI generated stuff for this, which is cool. Yeah, a lot of these screens are being redone right now, ready for the alpha.
Kind of hope there's
So
animations
let's go
too.
into the hero screen quick. You can see as well, a bunch of these different screens are being worked upon right now. And
They didn't fix the last video we talked about with like UI updates and whatnot. Simon was talking about how this awakening bar doesn't align with the top bar. It's like off by like 10 pixels.
improved. So let's check out our 3 starter heroes.
That's funny. Yeah, they're all red in
Let's
this
start
screen.
then with
Oh man. I mean, yeah, there's like more balancing issues that come with like having each starter be a different affinity, but like that's the perfect opportunity for like actual like choices to be made.
Guan Yu. So Guan Yu, they're all rares, obviously. Guan Yu is a rare. He is a
Slayer heroes are specialized combatants designed to annihilate enemy foes swiftly and effectively on the battlefield, possessing less defensive capability possessing less defensive capability than other archetypes. Okay, we need some Grammarly. Slayers trade resilience for unmatched offensive power, enabling them to consistently output and sustain high damage.
Slayer.
Okay, so they're just bruisers.
Basically,
They're not bruisers, but like offensive only.
specializes in damage. He is from the
This hero, I've been wanting to figure out what this order and like, it kind of felt like alignments from D&D. Align themselves to Order, the great architect, artisan of the cosmos, she who craves control, protector of what the... What?
order, faction, or alignment.
Maybe it's like a couple of the factions exist in this one, like, umbrella faction.
Let's go into his abilities here. So he has got a 20% in all battles increase attack ability. His
Ooh.
basic.
Attack one enemy for X damage. If the target is under drain, then deal additional damage equal to 5% of the target's max HP. Okay. I'm assuming that's a debuff that's like every turn you drain and gain. Like you heal a little bit of damage. from the boss, or like every time you attack the boss, you heal some of the damage back.
Cold Steel attacks an enemy for X damage. Obviously, that will say what it is.
Obviously, details. Oh, okay. 300. Okay, so in game we get actual percentage breakdowns. That's really good. Drain 2. Yeah, it looks like kind of like a vampire tooth looking thing. So it's probably when you deal damage, you heal. 300% attack.
We do have a little details button that tells you like the percentage multiplier from his attack stats. So this is
More details is always welcome.
300% attack multiplier. Still some weirdness here, but we know about it. If the target is under drain, deals additional damage equal to 5% of the target's max HP. So you've got enemy max HP if drain is out there.
On a starter champion, enemy max HP is like some of the best damage you could deal to like bosses and like late game content in games like Hero Collectors, like Raid or whatever. So like having them on your starters kind of keeps them relevant.
So for the core ability then, Crescent Slash.
Attacks all enemies for 400% attack. That has a 25% additional chance to strong hit. Is that a crit? If an enemy... There's already crit rate and crit damage. What is a strong hit? Probably means they plan to cap it by default. You mean like damage that can be done, like a cap of enemies' max HP? Or like a percentage of the character's max HP? If the enemy is defeated, reduce the cooldown of this ability by 1 turn. I want to know what strong hit means.
On a 4-turn cooldown, attacks all enemies for 400% attack and has an additional 25% chance to strong hit an enemy. If the enemy is defeated...
Clearly a strong hit would be like if you're good against the enemy's affinity. So I don't know which direction on the rock, paper, scissors these Godforge is going, but like logically, if red goes against green, red should have an advantage. So you would already strong hit. But if you're fighting against a blue character, maybe you weak hit, and instead for a 25% chance you can strong hit.
Reduces a...
It'll different between rarity. Oh, that would stink. Like legendary max HP can deal more damage than rare.
Of this
That would
ability
suck.
by
That
a
would suck.
turn. And then we...
Frost Fair Blade Dance. He's doing a lot of frosty stuff. So again, I mean, oh, this is an ultimate. Okay, so maybe this, I don't know what this little flag means, but this is clearly like ultimate energy. Maybe this is like priority? I don't know. Attack 4 random enemies. Interesting. So maybe if there's fights with 5 enemies, or maybe attack 4 random enemies could hit all one person. Each attack has a 35% chance to place drain. Okay, so you only place drain on the ultimate. Gain 100 divinity when defeating an enemy.
We've got his ultimate ability here, Frost Fair Blade Dance.
Okay, so his ultimate does less damage, but it's an AoE, which makes sense. And it places the drain on multiple enemies.
So
theoretically.
It costs 1,000 divinity to activate the...
Oh, okay. So this is... Wait, why is it... Why are these icons different? Whatever. Gain 100 divinity when defeating an enemy. So you could AoE, use your AoE, attack maybe a bunch of weak characters, and theoretically get like almost half of your ultimate back.
He attacks 4 enemies at random for X damage, 120 times percent of attack. Each attack a 35% chance to place drain on a target. So you could pretty much spread drain all over the place, which obviously helps that A1 ability. And how do you gain divinity here? You're gaining it through defeating.
Is that like a passive? That might be a passive that is not solely connected to the ultimate. So like, you just gain divinity when defeating an enemy.
Enemies. His passive skill.
Deal Relentless Resolve. Deal 20% damage to enemies under drain. Okay. Well, so does the... Well, the drain, I guess, would apply after the target has already taken damage, right?
Pretty much spread drain all over the place, which obviously helps that got.
So his passive says it deals 20% damage, increased damage to enemies under drain. If you could apply the drain first, and then it would multiply the damage that you're dealing with your ult, that might be a bit too busted.
Basically, part of your passive can be imprinted onto any weapon down the line.
Wait.
His passive skill, which, if you've understood the imprints system we've got, basically part of your passive can be imprinted onto any weapon down the line. So sometimes rares might just be strong for you because of their passives. But this passive here, Relentless Resolve, I don't think there's anything else in the details here.
Okay, so I mean, even later on, or maybe if you get multiple copies, you could use this on a different character that does a lot of drain mechanics, or maybe more drain mechanics to gain the benefit of his passive. The attacks that hit 4 random could possibly self-apply. Yeah.
Deals 20% increased damage to enemies under drain. So you could also synergize this with someone else who applies like an AoE drain as a base skill.
Yeah. Like if somebody's A1 or is faster than, I guess it wouldn't matter at that point. If somebody's A1 and A2 both deal drain, I don't know.
Ramp your damage up in general. So
clearly the pass is good on other people.
Lady Zoc also got the same aura. Lady Shock, I think it should be.
I have no idea.
Looking pretty sweet.
Bloodletting. Attack an enemy for...
A basic ability then.
300% attack, same as Guanyin. Then has a 35% chance to place Bleed. Okay.
Attack an enemy for 300%
Clearly Bleed is a dot.
of your attack. Then has...
It'd be interesting to see if they also do HP burn and poison. I think Watcher Realms has Bleed. I don't know if they have Bleed. I know they have poison and burn. I don't know about Bleed. I feel like they do.
Has a 35%
Has damage
chance
over
to
time.
place Bleed on the enemy.
Speed up. Attacks all enemies. AoE 400% attack. Has a additional 25% chance to strong hit. Okay, so it's the same percentage. If an enemy is defeated, place speed up on this hero for 2 turns. So they just get further up the turn meter. It doesn't decrease the cooldown, but I mean, if you're taking more turns.
For the core ability, Vision...
I mean, it's good. This seems like a decent like wave clear type of ability.
Serpent attacks all enemies for 400%.
Like a farming
attack
ability.
And has an additional 25%
It's like a huge
chance to
AoE
strong
hit.
hits. If the enemy is defeated, place speed up 2 on this hero for 2 turns.
Ultimate Sacrificial Rite attacks all enemies. We saw the animation for that 2 times. 250% attack. Each attack has a chance to place 1 stack of bleed. And again, when defeating an enemy, gain 100 divinity. Seems okay. I mean, you're AoEing twice. Theoretically already fast. And if the enemies do get a turn, they're taking 1 or 2 stacks of bleed.
And then we've got a ultimate skill here with the same 1000 divinity required. Attacks all enemies for 250% attack 2 times. Each attack has a 35% chance to place 1 stack.
I'm Oh my
This
god.
is how much sugar is in a caramel brulee latte
I
from
don't
Unilever.
care.
And this is how much sugar is in 35
Of
Anyway. I'm a big fan of damage over time effects in games like this. Like, yeah, I like to see like big nukes. Like, I don't know, nut hitting for 3 million damage or whatever. Like that's fun, right? But I really like the sort of, oh, I want to stack damage over times, like all of them, just to see how much damage I can increase over time on like a, sort of like an endless fight, where you don't have to like build up for one big hit. You're just like incrementally dealing damage over time.
bleed on the target, and again you get divinity for defeating
Which is weird because I don't like rogues in World of Warcraft.
enemies in battle. And then
Deal increased damage to people in the bleed.
we've
Okay.
got here a passive skill deals 20% increased damage to enemies under bleed.
So again, if somebody in the future does a lot of bleed things or benefits in any other way from having bleed, having this passive on them makes sense.
And then finally for Ramses here, one of our earlier models,
He looks good.
a passive skill deals
Rogues are just worse
20%
demon hunters. That
increased
truer
damage to
words have
enemies
never
under
been spoken.
bleed. And then finally for Ramses here,
I never noticed the like design of the Aru scarab on his.
one of our earlier models, but honestly
pants, I
still
don't know
looks
how to
freaking
say.
cool.
Like down at the bottom there. Looks cool.
So he has got
Curse of Aru. Attack one enemy for 300% attack, with a 35% chance to place acid. So this is... I think there's also poison. Unless they've changed things. Mudflap. Yeah, that's just Mudflap.
Curse of the Aru.
Maybe they've changed... well, the first one was Leech. Then there was Bleed. And then Acid. I feel like we did see Poison and Poison 2 before. I could be wrong.
Attacks an enemy, 35% chance to place acid on them.
Attacks all enemies for 400%. Increased, same as the other two, 25% chance for a strong hit. If an enemy is defeated, increase the turn meter of this hero by 30%. I want to know what's going on with the turn meter. I want to know what's going on with initiative or in it. I want to know what's going on with speed. Like, what is the benefit of speed 2 versus turn meter 30%? Because Lady Zoc only applies the speed up if an enemy is defeated.
The core ability is a 400% attack.
I'm going to have to go back and look at Guanyin's abilities because, like, kind of seems like he got the short end of the stick.
Hits. Again, additional chance to strong hits. If an enemy
Depending on what the vampire stat was.
is defeated, increase the turn meter of this hero by 30%. And then we've got
Attacks all enemies for 500% with a 75% chance to place acid. That's the highest debuff percentage. That's also the highest percentage on the nuke, on the ultimate nuke.
the ultimate. Attacks all enemies for 500%
That's crazy.
damage, with a 75% chance of placing acid.
Single attack though. This. Oh, well, you mean the both of his A2 and ultimate are
On each enemy
AoE.
for 2 turns.
Oh, it
Same
only hits one
type
time.
of
You're saying.
vibe in
Okay,
terms
okay,
of
yeah,
how
right.
they
Lady Zoc hits twice, and Guanyin's I think only hits
gain
once.
divinity.
And his multiplier is like very low.
And then we've got
Same thing again for acid.
General of the Nile was the passive. Deal 20% increased damage to enemies
Where's my soundboard for techno?
under acid. Okay, let's jump into battle and see what their abilities look like. Okay then, let's start with Guan Yu. I've turned on ultimates so that I could just instant ult. Just so you know as well, for those that have been asking, we are working on stroke playtesting different camera views for people that are looking for that. It's definitely on our radar.
I'm still in camp. Make a decision and stick with it. You can't really appease everybody. People are complaining, oh, this game doesn't look like Raid. It's not Raid.
Let's start with the... I guess let's start with the Guan Yu base ability, actually.
I guess if it's not too much of a hassle for them, like, why not?
Basic ability comes in with the smack. Now let's jump to the... Let's start
Okay, let me actually pay attention.
I guess let's start with the Guan Yu base ability, actually. Basic ability
So single attack
comes in
can apply
with
a
the smack.
debuff.
Now let's
but he
jump to the core ability.
didn't. Is AoE?
We get the swing, and
looks pretty
down they go. And then on...
I'm wondering why everything about him... I think I'm going to have to do like a lore deep dive on these characters because everything about him seems frosty. Like his ability icons, the names of his abilities, but he doesn't do any frost type abilities. He doesn't freeze people, he doesn't slow them, you know.
On to the ultimate ability here, where he gives the jump in, brings down all the spears of ice. And
Spears
gives
of
them
ice,
a smack.
but they apply drain, like whatever drain means.
Obviously, also with the ability to place drain,
Oh, his A1 does more damage based on drain. It doesn't apply drain.
which will empower our A1 ability as well. Right then, onto Lady Shock. Coming in with a basic ability, gives people the smackdown. We've got her core.
Wait. No.
Will
Wait.
empower our A1
Wait. No. She's a red character. They are blue enemies. Watch the numbers
Onto Lady Shock.
when she hits.
Coming in with a basic ability.
That is either the icon for crit or an icon for a strong attack. Oh my god. Even Etheria Restart got this correct. The Pokemon triangle of rock, paper, scissors of green beats blue, blue beats red, red beats green is just the correct direction. I don't know how else. When I played Raid, I still mess it up. And I've been playing Raid for like 2 years. It blew my mind. What?
He gives people the smackdown. We've
Let's
got
pay
her
attention.
core ability here, coming in with the big baseball bat hit,
Nice.
taking people to the floor. And then her ultimate...
Yeah, it's double good against blue. Oh my god. It's not just Pokemon though. It's not just Pokemon. It's like 70 other gacha games except for Raid.
ability
Oh no.
brings
Oh, that
in
looks sick.
the
That's the
whack,
double attack.
taking people to the
I want to
floor.
watch that again.
And then her ultimate ability...
Okay, so I guess we've answered the question that characters won't always get cinematics when they use their ultimate.
brings in the whack.
I'm all for characters that use baseball bats, by the way, and she's basically got a baseball
With the
bat.
chance to apply
That's like one of my favorite aesthetics.
that bleed debuff. Lastly, let's check out Ramsey's End with his A1 ability. We've seen it now a few times, but damn, it still
A strong hit against blue. Oh my god.
hurts. We then get his core ability coming in with the scream. And lastly, we can try his ult as well.
That's cool.
Flail going across all enemies. And one shots the lot. So I guess, who do you want to try? Who's
Lady
gonna be
Zog's
your
probably going to be
first
the good one.
starter when you're playing in the Alpha experience? I've been Simon from Fateless.
Oh, man. Look, we've only been recording for 30 minutes. It's fine. the video might not be that long. The video is going to be long. I grumble, get off my lawn aside. I think Guan Yin got the short end of the stick. If we're
Increase
being,
attack
if we're being
ability.
real.
Would use a rare.
Or Guan Yu. I
he
keep calling Guan
is
Yin. Sorry, Guan Yu.
Ace. He's here. So he has
I wanna
got
take a look at
20% in all battle. That's button that tells you.
Basic ability, attack one enemy. Oh, this is the max HP, though. If the target is under drain, deal 5% max HP. So you have to land the ultimate.
Strong hit done.
You have to land the ultimate, which, if you're against a boss, if you're against a boss and it's only one enemy, you're attacking 4 times against that boss, and each of those 4 times has a 35% chance to deal drain. And then your A1 starts hitting by enemy max HP. A2 doesn't really, it honestly doesn't matter. It's just an AoE that deals damage.
Slash.
And it's not even like the heaviest hitting AoE. It's 400%. Seems good. Kind of nothing's going on.
5% defeated and divinity.
I don't know. This is kind of tough. Because, like, Lady Zoc, like, definitely interests me. I do like the idea of bleed. And she had I think the most potential for an AoE build. But I guess if we're going to be focusing on a tower, I'm going to want wave clear more than I'm going to want bosses. Because I'm going to want to progress through. I'm assuming that not each floor is a boss, right? I'm assuming that there's a bunch of waves and then a boss. But then I think that depends on the difference between speed up and turn order or turn initiative as well.
Core ability 2 attacks all.
Yeah, I guess Ramses was a 500% attack all enemies once. This is potentially 2 bleeds on a whole wave after already being sped up. That's 3 AoE smacks in 2 abilities. And then just, I mean, she also can place the bleed on her A1. I don't think anybody else had a
skill, pretty much
A1.
25% coin.
Yeah, this is dependent on the ultimate. Let's look at
Of the
Ramsey. Oh, Ramses can place acid. Okay. I think Ramses is not the play. Acid attacks all enemies once for 500%, which is kind of a huge nuke. And like, if they happen to live, they get acid place on them, most likely. But I don't know. Maybe Guan Yu is the play for max HP, but I think Lady Zoc's going to be my pick. I mean, she's got a baseball bat. That's already a win in my book. I do really like the Tien faction. I'm just like more partial to sort of Chinese lore. But Lady Zoc seems particularly good. I don't know. This is going to be tough. I guess we're going to have to see what the alpha ends up looking like anyway. Like, we're going to get, I think it was 3 waves of it. And then there's going to be a 4th wave that I guess maybe a majority of people get to do again. Because like the people who are going to be in the first wave are going to be the first people playing the game. The people in the second and third wave are going to get the experience of seeing those people play the game, seeing their mistakes, seeing what worked, and then pushing further. So the final push, we get to use all the information, at our fingertips from the previous iterations of the alpha, like cavern tower thing, and get to push as far as we want. Or as far as we can with all the information gathered. I think the toss-up's going to be between Lady Zoc and Guan Yu. Maybe I kind of flipped on him a little bit. I don't know. It really depends on what acid is, I guess. I don't know. Stronger for wave clear, at least no bosses. Yeah, and I'm banking a little bit on having other characters that are specifically good at killing bosses, and having just a solid wave clear, like in the bag, And bleed seems like a decent. Like I'm thinking, and traditionally in other sort of games in this genre, bleed is never typically like a top tier debuff, but it's like good on bosses. Like sure, it's just another debuff. It could even be like a no damage per turn type of debuff. It could just be like a stat debuff. I don't know. Either way, I think Lady Zox my pick. Anyway, let me know who you think you're gonna pick in the alpha. Remember, it starts in July. If you haven't signed up for it yet, you've kind of already missed the wave for the sign up for the first wave. But I always have links down in the description. They have signups for like the second wave and the third wave or whatever, the second go around for the alpha. So you can still get in for that. Let me know who you think you're going to pick. Let me know which direction in the rock, paper, scissors is the correct direction. I will die on this hill. But I'll still play the game. It's fine. I'll just like grumble the whole time. Anyway, in case you didn't know, these are streamed live in front of a studio audience. So if you want to watch these videos and chat with us and talk about the new stuff, especially when we're getting super juicy news like this, like a bunch of enemies and like speculation on abilities and stuff like that. Links for my Twitch channel are in the description. I hope you have a good day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for making it this far. Bye!